Hey, welcome to a brand new podcast from Rushdown Radio. I'm Michael.
And I'm Anthony.
Here we're talking about boner culture.
Oh, boy.
Oh, we're about to talk about boner culture and video games. Oh, it is going down today.
Oh, dear.
If you are ready for a podcast that's going to talk about titties and ass, this is the podcast for you, because we are going to talk about that in video games.
So put your children away.
Please.
Pour yourself a drink.
Yes.
We are about to get sexual.
Oh, yes. This is the episode. We're going to talk about the sexuality of video games, over-sexualization, all that stuff.
So, yeah, let's just call this one Rushdown After Dark.
That sounds about right. So this all sparked from a tweet from one Twitter account called One Angry Gamer, which some people are believing is a satirical account. We're not 100% sure. But it looks satirical to most people when they read his tweets.
I don't know, man. Some of this stuff looks pretty real to me.
So this all came about when Jade was revealed for Mortal Kombat 11, and her default costume is her as pretty much a zombie or undead person.
A revenant.
And she's pretty, clothed in comparison to her previous version in Mortal Kombat 9, which is pretty much a bikini ninja. And now she's wearing actual clothes now. And he tweeted oh, she's all covered up and blah, blah, blah. SJW this and that. And somebody responded, you do know she's dead. It's like, yeah, but for the sake of boner culture, I hope there's some gear parts that can make her look sexy and stuff.
Oh my God. And you know what? This ain't just her. Scarlet got the same kind of thing.
Oh, yeah, because she had a whole bikini ninja thing, too, in Mortal Kombat 9.
Yeah, but she looked gross.
A lot of her, to be honest, a lot of the designs in 9 were just bad. I can't think of any real designs in 9 that actually were good for the women. They were just all pretty awful, character designs. She looked terrible in 9. It was just a bikini that was red, and she had red hair and a mask, and that was it. I'm like, who designed you?
But you could even design her body to look right.
Yeah, the body proportions for a little more terrible bad. The game's still fun. It's just they just were, trying to do something different? Quote? Question mark. But anyway, that even though boner culture is a new I guess phrase, it's not a new sentiment or a new thing in video games. Because boner culture has been here for quite a while, actually. It just hasn't had a real of a name until now.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think I'm going to characterize boner culture as the titillation of straight cis male gamers in order to appease their sexual desires for video game characters.
Oh, wow. All right. That's where we're going with this.
I mean, that's where we at. I mean, he was talking about male gamers in general, cis male gamers. He wasn't talking about anybody else. We can call a thing a thing.
Ah, here we go. I found the
Scarlet post?
Yes. And Mortal Kombat 11 took the SJW route. Look at Scarlet at MK9 and look at her at MK11. She's been covered up, given a breast reduction like the new ugly Sonya, who is now voiced by someone terrible, and been made to look like your average SJW from Seattle/California.
That's funny.
Now, I've been to neither place, but I'm willing to believe that a good chunk of them don't look like they're about to take my blood out and stab me with it.
Yeah, that's not how that works. I've been to California before. It's pretty chill there.
Now, I'm looking at the side-by-side of these two. Scarlet looks like ass in Mortal Kombat 9. This, she looks sick.
She was sexy bikini ninja, though.
She was trash. I'm switching between these designs. Dear Lord, it's like Scarlet never existed. I want to believe that MK9 Scarlet never existed.
Oh, she existed, all right.
I don't know her.
But this whole topic of boner culture, I think, even though it has a really funny name, it's been around for a long time. have you seen the different articles back in the day in the like early 2000s of the top 10 sexiest women characters in video games? Like that was a list pretty often, like Maxim magazine or like Blender, a lot of those other like male, targeted magazines with sexy women and stuff. I can look at that stuff. I'm gonna look at it right now. Let me see. Maxim's I wonder if Maxim still does stuff.
I am looking up tweets that say boner culture, and oh boy.
Oh boy.
Oh boy. And I don't know if we can just say cis males, because there's plenty of women here talking about boner culture and how they enjoy it. There's even trans people talking about it and how they enjoy it. So, let's just say people.
I honestly feel like they're on the fringe of it, because to be honest, when they make these designs like that, they're not thinking about everybody else. Like, they're definitely looking for a specific target demographic. Like with DOA 6 and 5, they weren't saying, oh, we want everybody to enjoy titties. No, they wanted specifically men to enjoy titties.
Oh, wait, this is that one angry gamer?
It should
be.
Yeah,
this guy's real. This is very real.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I've seen some of those articles and things. This person is very real and very serious. Now that I see who we're talking about here, this is a real person. This is a real account. And them talking about boner culture, okay, I'm convinced now. Oh God, who was fully covered up and lacking sex appeal, despite the fact that she has an entirely human form that still looks pretty hot. Forgive the team for not having, I don't know, H-cup tits on all their girls.
I'm looking at Maxim now. They actually have a thing to say. I saw this one article saying, we're virtually obsessed with the 10 sexiest video game actresses ever. Because, Tara Strong needs to be sexualized. She just does voice work. I don't know. I just feel like this whole conversation is definitely centered around like male gaze and male fantasies of stuff. I don't feel like it's a well-rounded, I don't think boner culture in itself isn't like well-rounded.
You know what? As I look at the designs for women from MK11 and their bikini ninja-ness, they have no hips.
No, they don't.
What is this? There's so much. Oh my God. How could you complain about how women look now where they finally have hips? What? Dude. Ugh. It's very, what I don't want to say beta male-y. But this is stupid.
I'm looking at another list.
Complaining about Scarlett wearing clothes. Imagine. You are complaining about women wearing clothes in a video game.
They shouldn't wear clothes in a video game, apparently, according to boner culture.
Yeah, this is the same culture that that also gave birth to the term core values.
Yikes. That was the same week, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
So,
and mind you, I'm pretty sure that there are plenty of girls who are sexy who wear clothes.
Yeah.
Chun-Li is a lot of people's fantasies.
Yes.
Wears clothes.
Yeah.
Juri is the most clothed she's ever been.
Yeah.
And people are all... Oh,
remember they were upset about her redesign, though? Because they took the, a part, towards her, chest and stuff that was actually just bare at first, and then they, covered it up.
Yeah, and then they gave her costumes that made her way thicker than I think she's supposed to be. But I'm
down for
she was stacked.
I like the redesign of Juri. I think it was pretty.
I don't even play any other costume than that battle costume.
That battle sounds really
thick.
Good.
But anyway, I can't go minutes on a Juri thread without finding somebody saying "step on me," and not to yuck anybody's yum here, but y'all wild.
I mean, the foot community is very wild when it comes to this.
And besides, you guys still got your scantily clad women. Look at Laura.
Man,
look at her.
That story costume.
most of her costumes are just skin with like featuring clothes.
But I feel like a lot of games do like they're trying to definitely market towards men most of the time. Like there's no like way around it. Like remember what's her face from Quiet from what was that? Yeah, remember that? She
breathes through her skin and that's why she doesn't wear clothes.
Man, if that wasn't the most stupid. I liked Yoko Tori from what was it? From Nier Automata. Like, I like women that are pretty. That's fine. Be transparent because we know damn well you made
y'all some perverts.
We know you perverts. That's fine. Just be transparent about it.
Like, fam, you can't hide that after you have a mode that explodes her clothes and she's still alive. Or have a trophy where you try to look up to be skirt.
Man, okay? That's pretty lewd.
Okay. But you know what? He holds that.
He knows who he is as a person.
He's like, yeah, man.
He knows who his
like the rest of you guys.
He knows who the gamers are, who's purchasing this stuff. He's not afraid to, fan service is not a thing he's afraid of.
But Kojima,
he tried to be so highbrow.
You know what? I want to play devil's advocate, and let's think about who Kojima is as a person. What if he actually believed that and was like, yeah, I don't even care. Like, yo.
She breathes through her skin.
She breathes through her skin. What's the problem?
So she needs to have
Kojima, she's this stacked and thick, and you just talk about she breathes through her skin, and that's why she's thinking, yeah.
It would have been different if she was like, kind of skinny and stuff. It wouldn't have the same effect, probably.
No, I don't know, man. I just think people couldn't take the ridiculousness of she breathes through her skin. That's a lot.
He says stuff with a straight face.
That's a whole lot because Kojima is strange.
He is very strange.
We cannot fathom what goes on in that man's head.
We really can't.
We are but mere mortals. Kojima is beyond us.
Yeah, he's on another different plane of existence.
Boner culture, please. That's for mortals.
Yeah, that's too pedestrian for him.
She breathes through her skin like normal people from wherever he's from.
I think another part of this is the advent of 3D gaming because that's when we got this whole sexy games girl stuff a lot more. Remember back in the day we did have the list of sexy game characters, but it got way worse in the 2000s.
Oh, you mean where DOA came out of nowhere?
Yeah, Lara Croft and that whole the sexy game character thing just really started to be prevalent a lot more. And that's when this whole boner culture definitely started to be played up.
Yeah, we just never knew what to call it.
Yeah, we didn't have a real proper name for it.
I think this is perfect.
Yeah, boner perfect is the quintessential name for games made to make men horny, pretty much.
Now, what do we call it for women? Because there's, plenty of that too.
Plenty? Hold up. There is not a plenty.
Oh, I'm sorry.
There's a little.
My mistake.
We get crumbs over here.
Oh. We?
As a gay man and the straight cis women who like men too, we get crumbs over here, my guy.
All right, it might be 70-30, my bad. I don't know y'all side. Yikes. I apologize,
I am always happy to see this stuff now because I think Capcom's doing a pretty good job with trying to make it even. Little by little.
I didn't know it was that bad.
It's very bad over here. They make a lot of ugly men characters over the years. They not had them scantily clad for a while too. People were just like, what about Zangief? What about Valdo? Valdo ain't sexy. Valdo is not meant to be sexy.
There's someone out there who thinks he is though.
And that's cool. If those people do, that's fine. But he's not meant to be sexy for people. For the average everyday person. It's just not the way. Now, Ivy was made to be sexy. She was made for boner culture.
Yeah.
She's literally made for boner culture. That's literally what she's there for.
Yeah, she's for those people who like dominatrix.
Yep, and quite a few people like that.
Yeah. Yeah, they do.
There's a lot of people who like to
be... Or Taki, who had just...
ginormous... Her redesign, I think, came from what? Because part 2, her breast was really small and her body was small. Part 3, I was like, my God, what happened? And then Ivy's titties just kept getting bigger and bigger every game.
Game design.
Really? Really though? Game design? Stop it.
They needed to enlarge their hitboxes.
Stop it. And now I'm thinking about like RPGs because, man, I remember the backlash when they made Lightning Returns. She had that one costume that had her titties out and people was going crazy. And then they found out that they actually made the titties bigger on Lightning just for the sake of it. Like, I just want to make bigger titties.
Fun fact, Tekken 7 has an outfit like that for Eliza.
Yeah.
Where one of those outfits literally just makes her breast larger.
Yes.
And it's one of the other pieces.
I remember when I first discovered, like, what is this?
Tekken 7 has something. Like, why? Is she just holding more blood in there? Or
that was absurd.
And I won't lie. I have not made a costume without that.
I bet you haven't. I bet you haven't.
What? I subscribe to boner culture?
It's nothing wrong with it inherently. It's just the fact that when that's the only focus that it is for the game and the characters, that's when the problem comes in.
All right. So then what is the good ratio between boner culture and core values?
How you gonna double meme me in a question, first of all? That's rude.
I am a shit poster extraordinaire. This is what I do. 2
memes. Okay, so core values should be at least 60%, I would think. And boner culture should be like, no, I'm gonna say 70-30.
Michael was not prepared for that.
I wasn't, because you hit me with core values and boner culture at the same time. Like, I wasn't ready.
I'm alright with that.
I think that's a good ratio. I think there should be some sexy. I'm okay with sex appeal in games. Like, I like sexy characters. Who doesn't? But when that's the main focus of the game, that's when my issue comes in.
And what I also think is that maybe we should stop blaming everything like this that happened on the SJWs.
Oh, God. It's like SJW this, SJW that. The SJWs did this. It's like, no, the SJWs did not do this.
We can't blame this on everybody. See, what I actually think we need to be looking at, because this happens mostly in fighting games.
Oh, it happens in RPGs too.
Well, I'm sure it does.
Because remember what happened with, what's that game? I think Xenoblade had an issue with that recently.
Oh, yeah, because like, one of those girls wasn't even of age and she was like sexy out and stuff.
Well, the age of consent in Japan.
Stop it. We are better than that.
That's a part of boner culture too.
No.
Is it not?
No.
Is it not?
No. We're
How
not?
No. How not? How is lollies not a part of boner culture? Are you serious?
Are you actually going to make me admit that lollies are no, I am not acknowledging lollies. I'm not.
You don't have to acknowledge them for them to be real.
Well, as far as my world is concerned, I don't know what a lolly is.
Oh, you a damn liar.
I don't know them.
You're a liar.
Nope.
You're a liar.
Sure.
You're lying right to my face.
I'm lying to my face. Okay. We're not doing this lolly nonsense.
So right? S is not a part of the conversation?
Who?
S
isn't a lolly.
Is she not?
Oh my gosh. She's just short.
And looks like a little girl too.
Oh my God.
S is a lolly with big titties.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
What about,
can't just who?
What about that titty what is that? That titty ninja game that you like?
Senran Kagura?
Yes.
What about them?
Them girls ain't over age yet.
Oh my God.
Them girls are 16. That game is pure boner culture.
I can't even play that damn game.
You shouldn't be playing that game.
All I feel when I try to is shame.
You should.
And so I just can't finish those games.
You should be shamed.
Now, other games with tits in them, fine.
Yeah.
Senran Kagura is its own brand of shame. Because I had the 3DS. I have a 3DS one and one on the PS4. PS4 one I get less shame for because I'm in the comfort of my own home.
Of course.
And I can stew in my own shame. However, the 3DS one, the one that you could portably take around, I had to look around and make sure no one was within eyesight.
Man.
And even then I was like, oh crap, somebody's getting on the bus. Close it. Close it. They call the cops on me. God, I have to go to trial.
Call the cops.
I'll be away from my family for years.
Man, it ain't worth it,
God.
man. It ain't worth it.
I actually sold that game.
Just play something else.
I did. I swapped out games so quick.
So, my question is, how important is boner culture to video games?
Ooh, that's hard.
Because I love how some people are really highbrow about it, but secretly they're not highbrow about it. Like, they want to make them tell, like, oh, it's not that big of a deal. But
so I can't speak for everyone. I can only speak of my experiences and speak off of what is reported.
Okay.
Now, here's what's reported. People were ready to boycott DOA 6 when they said they were going to tone it down.
Yep. I was there.
And when they showed that, hey, you're still going to get Tina in a bikini, people were like, all right, we can buy this now. Also, people were ready to buy DOA Extreme 3 because it wasn't coming to America for being too lewd.
Yeah.
Despite the fact that the game is trash.
It kind of is.
But it sold well because people were told they couldn't have it.
Yeah.
For being too sexy. So, and I know this is DOA, the games that are meant to be sexy and are known for sex appeal, but when you take that away, it starts to hurt them, the company.
Yeah. Actually, I saw a report recently that said they're supposed to be adding, like, a patch to make the digital physics, like, how it used to be. I'm not sure how relevant, I'm not sure how reliable that source was, but that's something I was reading. It's been making the rounds a lot of different places on Facebook about this.
So here's what that comes down to as far as reporting. If your game is centered and based on quote unquote boner culture, or if you have a sexual game, but you start to censor and change it, because we've seen that happen plenty of times too. People just won't buy a game because it's censored.
Yeah.
Fire Emblem Fates was like that. Some people claimed they didn't buy the game because they took away like the head petting or something like that, like feeling them up because people like it's too creepy.
It was really creepy.
Or how Fire Emblem Awakening had some stills that got censored and people were like mad about that. So if you have stuff like that happening, then I guess boner culture matters enough where people get upset. As for me, does boner culture matter? I don't think so.
Okay.
I would, like, I'm not playing a game that's like, who has the hugest tits, right?
Wait a minute now. Don't you sit here and lie like that.
What?
Fire Emblem? Okay.
Whoa.
Come on now. Let's be real
that
here.
That was before Niles happened, though.
I don't care. You sat there and said you ain't even buy. You said you're not going to even buy 3 houses because of the fact there's no big titty girl in it. Those were your words, sir. I gotta call you out on that one.
I feel attacked.
You should. I'm approaching you.
I feel assaulted.
I'm approaching you.
Wow. All right. So clearly, past me has made some mistakes. And has said some things that contradict current me.
But you're growing.
And for that, I apologize.
You're growing. It takes time.
Because actually, I have to see the game, but I will buy that game. That game does look pretty good. And there are some, I understand that the idea of not buying a game because of big titties is ridiculous. I understand that now. Because titties don't make a good game.
Because they're playing games with big titties and they're trash games, so.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, there are. I can think of some. A lot of them Japanese.
Like Girl Fight. Lots of titties.
That game was so bad.
It was.
It hurt how bad that game was.
Was it worse than Omen of Sorrow?
My stomach just hurt. Ooh, my stomach hurt when you said that to me. Oh.
I'm sorry. I didn't know it was going to...
I feel ill.
I didn't know that was going to elicit that type of response.
That's difficult, man.
I can answer it for you.
You know what? I would say Girl Fight's better.
Yeah, I know.
Because, see, Girl Fight, while also having TNA, was just generic.
Yeah.
Okay? It wasn't, like, inherently just awful. It was just really bland and, like, lifeless. Omen of Sorrow is bad. And it infests me with its horribleness. I'm not going to get into another rant about that game. I feel like every episode I'm going to rant about that game, but I don't want that. This is like Raccoon City all over again.
It really is. It's replaced Raccoon City for you, honestly. But, yeah. I think the fact that the media has made it okay to, like, sexualize women in video games a lot more than men is the reason why I think boner culture isn't really a double-sided thing. Like, have you seen a multiple list of the sexiest male character things?
No, I feel like you have to dig for that.
Dig hard. Like, I am happy that recently they decided to make sexy characters in Street Fighter. Like, that Ryu costume. Boy, oh boy. Now that new Alice costume, whew, my life. I need it.
I'm not going to disagree. It's just, like you said, a lot of these games are made for men.
It really is.
And lesbians. But not people who are necessarily attracted to men. Which is unfortunate. Because I feel like that's an untapped market. Like, imagine if people who are attracted to men had their own Senran Kagura.
Oh my God, I would buy that in a heartbeat. A whole bunch of sexy men.
You just got these big buff dudes who like henshin because they pulled like a scroll from their biceps or their like, I don't know, their pecs or some shit.
Ugh. And they dummy thick and every time they fuck.
You really, God damn it, Michael.
You know I love that meme.
But yes, you know what? As a person who has enjoyed boner culture for a very long time, on both ends, because another thing of boner culture, there's so many feminine dudes in boner culture. Oh yeah, man. Like there's a lot.
Your whole loving of Ash Crimson
did nothing wrong. Did nothing wrong. Absolutely nothing.
And that's why he's dead.
The good die young.
Yes. I support that.
The good die young.
The good die young. I think that boner culture even extends beyond, it definitely extends beyond video games. Like, it extends to movies, because people were saying stuff like about, like, Wonder Woman's costume wasn't sexy enough, or they redesigned the Amazon costumes was, like, too sexy.
Stupid.
It's just so much, like, this conversation is...
Nobody ever knows what they want as far as that stuff is concerned, alright? That's another thing. Nobody knows what they want from boner culture. Do they want more sexy? Do they want less sexy? Nobody really knows.
I just hate the highbrow people who, like, I'm the first up at the top of the Street Fighter people who are the part of that fandom. They talk about so bad about DOA, but they're the main ones buying that Laura costume in, like, a heartbeat.
Yes, I don't believe in jiggle physics. What do you mean? I only mean Laura in the swimsuit outfit.
Like, what? Like, come on, call a thing a thing.
You not only main the girl who arguably has the largest breast in the game, but only in the swimsuit outfit.
Right? Or her story costume, or her other, like, scantily clad costume. Like, come on.
Or, I only mean Armika. Really?
Come on now.
That girl too dummy thick. Like, Jesus Christ. Armika.
Like, I just think people should be open and honest about what they like, and if you are a person who thinks sexiness is important for a game, that's fine. But yeah, man, like, if the game isn't, that doesn't hurt the game if the game isn't sexy,
right? Who even cares if you like? I hate those people, like you said, the highbrow ones. Like, really, dude, who really cares if you look at girls and say to yourself, "Man, I want her to step on me," or "I want to be crushed by her thighs," or some shit. Nobody cares.
No.
Because somebody next to you is thinking the same thing.
It really is.
You really don't have to take the high road here. Like, I think that women should be wearing tuxedos in fighting games. Like, calm the fuck down, dude.
I agree. Totally agree. Because I've seen that a lot on forums, especially on Facebook, a lot of, like, groups and stuff. You get the first, like, oh, she's such a whore. Oh, she's such a thought.
The only time I get upset with this kind of stuff is when you have it, and it's always been there, but all of a sudden, you want to take it away, right?
Yeah.
And it's usually for some stupid reason, like, you want to save face, or, I don't know. Too many people have complained where it was really, like, 2 Twitter accounts saying, Armika doesn't represent natural women, or some shit like that.
Oh, God. I think the butt slap was dumb to take out, honestly. Like, I thought the butt slap was fine when they took for Armika Super.
Especially when you can still hear it.
You can still hear it. It's
still
very
see
audible.
it.
It's just very audible. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, you might as well just change the whole move.
Yeah.
You still have an idol animation where she twists her body enough where you can see her ass. Like, that's still a thing that happens.
I think the only thing that made sense to change was, like, the upskirt thing for Cammy, because that was probably, like, they just didn't think about that, probably.
Yeah, that camera angle was a little...
That was a bit much. Like, that was fine to change, because that was extra. This is still a game for teenagers still at the end of the day, too.
Have y'all seen some of Chun-Li's outfits?
Man, her training costume.
That training costume is
her battle costume, which was probably like, why is she in a negligee for her battle costume? Like, who fights in this?
Personally, I'm a fan of her secretary outfit.
Well, that's for different reasons, obviously.
I mean, it's for boner culture. Like, I'm not even gonna lie to you. It's like the only costume I ever got for her because that's my aesthetic, honestly. That kind of like it's sexy, but it's not overtly sexy.
It's sexy in a way that's subversive. It's subversively sexy.
Subversive sexy is pretty good.
It's like, what's underneath all that?
We want this one away.
Michael,
final thoughts.
I think boner culture has its place because it's sex sales. That's the thing. That's just gonna always be a thing. That's no matter what industry you're in. However, I don't want it to be something that is more important than the game itself. I don't want it to ever be a point where we're so concerned with how a character is, what they're not wearing, as opposed to how good the game actually is.
Right, like when we see these trailer reveals, right? I'm not looking to see, oh my god, how huge are Jade's breasts.
Right?
How does she play? And she looks like she plays great.
She really does.
So that's great. Scarlet, same thing. We don't talk about Sonya in this game because she's voiced by Ronda Rousey. I don't care for Ronda Rousey. Yeah. You guys might. I do not.
Yeah, I don't care for her either.
So as far as I'm concerned, even though Sonya has one of the coolest moves in the game, I don't care.
You wish they had Japanese voiceovers for this game, but that won't happen. I'd be totally down for a Japanese.
Yeah, I don't want to keep hearing Ronda Rousey in my damn game.
Her voice is kind of annoying. Like, I heard...
Like, why couldn't y'all just keep the same Sonya voice? Why did you...
Because they wanted, like, people... They're trying to get people from, like, the wrestling world to be more concerned with the fighting game world, I guess.
Yeah, you want to be mad about something instead of a character looks? How about how a character is voice acted?
Man.
Because that kind of matters more than, the sex appeal.
Same. Jesus Christ. Voice actors matter in games. Ugh.
Because sexy is not as strong of a personality trait as that can be carried from voice.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Imagine if they had a bad voice actress for Ivy. Like, what if the voice actress for Ivy was the person who did Helena's voice from DOA? She had, like, a really fake English accent.
Ooh, she was trying really hard?
Yes. Imagine if Bayonetta had a bad voice actress.
What if she was Scottish?
There you go with the Scottish stuff again. That Pokemon's...
For reference, I've really been about the Scottish accent and way of speaking since Pokemon Sword and
that game is a curse. That game is cursed already. It ain't even out yet. Do you have any final thoughts on boner culture?
There are so many more important things about a character than, how big her bust line is. I kind of just feel like, how do they play? What's their personality like? How do they sound? Because voice actors really can sell a character.
Yes.
Like, like, if Ivy sounded like a Valley girl, I would never pick her.
Man, she would be dead to me.
Like, I couldn't. Ugh.
Like, her English voice sounds good, but her Japanese voice is so...
However, what I want...
Jesus Christ.
I think what people should think about is what actually really, really matters to them. Are you really going to be hurt by a lack of breast inches? Or are you going to be let down by how bad a character is, or how good a character is, or how much you don't like a character, how much you don't like the game?
Yeah,
I think people should really think about what actually matters, as opposed to having this knee-jerk reaction of SJWs ruined my game.
Because they ruin your game wouldn't play good, honestly. And if your experience is that, like, damaged by a breast size, then you're maybe not even playing games for the right reasons, honestly.
And you know, I don't know if I even want to say that. If you actually are genuinely affected by something like that, and you don't want to buy the game, then don't buy the game.
Yeah, that's the longest
short of it. I don't want this episode to take away from your ability to discern what matters to you.
Oh yeah,
to not buy a game.
I
just think it's dumb.
Oh yeah, I think there are definitely games out there who would be more your taste than if that's what you're looking for, honestly. Because I think looking for sex in games that aren't necessarily about sex is probably your issue to begin with. Like, there are sexy games out there. You can just buy those. They do exist.
And, dude, if you really just need sex appeal and stuff, watch porn. There's so much free porn out there.
But they don't look like women that they like in video games, though. That's the thing.
I promise you that there is people who create 3D models of stuff. Okay?
That's true.
Like, if you go on Pornhub and type in something like, I don't know, Jade Mortal Kombat, you'll find what you're looking for.
I saw some things for some games. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, so have I. I'm scarred. Now, that's where I'm going to leave it. Drink water, watch porn.
I would totally agree with that. All right, what do you guys think about boner culture? Do you think it really affects you? Does it not affect you? Is it something important to you when it comes to video games? Does breast size matter to you? Let us know. You can find us on Google Play, Spotify, iTunes. You can find us on YouTube. Thanks for listening to us, and we will see you next podcast.